Good morning. Today we're playing the Pokemon TCG and I'm going to be looking at the most basic Raging Bolt list I've seen so far. I got sent this list by a friend and it's been doing pretty well in Japan, so I wanted to try it too. Raging Bolt used to be my all-time favorite deck. I played it when we still had Pokestop and Tracking Shoes, and later I played it with the Hoot Hoot Noctowl line. And now with Sada out of the format because of rotation, I'm gonna try this pure Raging Bolt deck. We're playing 4 copies of Raging Bolt EX. Bellowing Thunder is the star of the show. You may discard any amount of basic energy from your Pokemon. This attack does 70 damage for each card you discarded this way. And the way we're getting lots of energy on the board is the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. It has the Teal Dance ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a Grass Energy from your hand to this Pokemon. If you attach any energy to a Pokemon in this way, draw a card. Then unfortunately Sada got rotated out, but we can still play this deck using Crispin. We're playing 4 copies of this card. It says search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards of different types, reveal them and put one of them in your hand, attach the other to your Pokemon and shuffle your deck. To find Crispin, we're playing 3 copies of Pokégear. To refresh our hand, we're playing Lillie's Determination. For finding our Teal Mask Ogerpon and our unholy amount of Grass Energy, we got the Bug Catching Set. And we even got more options to find our Teal Mask Ogerpon with our Tera Orb that we play 2 copies of. To really grind our opponent's gears, we're playing 4 copies of Pokémon Catcher. It is basically a boss's orders on a coin flip, but it is an item card instead of a supporter. And because we want to play Crispin or Lily's Determination every single turn, we do not have room for a boss's order in this deck. So instead, we're relying on coin flips. Then we're playing a very big amount of energies. We're playing 12 Grass Energies, 5 Fight Energies, and 5 Electric Energies. If you are a little bit familiar with the Raging Bolt deck, you would know that we used to play a lot less energy. We used to only play 3 Fighting and 3 Electric, and then 5 to 7 of Grass. The reason we're playing so many energies right now is because we are heavily reliant on Crispin, and Crispin needs 2 different energies inside the deck to be able to work. We're throwing a bunch of energies away with our Ultra Ball and also with our attack. And because there isn't any way to get those energies back into the deck, we just play a bunch of them. If we do end up discarding too many energies, we can get them back with our 2 copies of Energy Retrieval. I think that's all for this deck overview. Let's start playing some games. So our game plan is to go second, because Raging Bolt is able to attack on their first turn if we get a Crispin on hand. We already got a Raging Bolt and a Teal Mask Ogerpon on hand. Unfortunately, we don't have a supporter just yet, but we still have 2 chances of getting it. One is with the draw for turn, and the other one is with a Teal Dance ability. It looks like we're going to play against a Mega Lucario deck. I'm actually super interested to see how this match is going to work out. Seems like they don't have anything. So I'm actually going to use my Ultra Ball first. Because we have so many energies in hand, I'm comfortable throwing one away. I want to thin out my deck because we do have the opportunity right now to maybe win this in 1 turn. I will use my first Teal Dance ability. Okay, that's actually really great. I'm gonna do another one. If we find a Crispin on this Pokégear, we've basically won. Ah, that's too bad. It was too good to be true. That's okay, that's okay. I'm gonna use a Lillie's to refresh my hand. And there's the Crispin. We're gonna use a Bug Catching Set, get even more energies. So it's good to keep account of how many energies we have in our deck, because if you remember correctly, we play 12 Grass Energy, and Crispin only works if there's 2 different types of energy still in the deck. So we need to be careful not to throw out too many energies so that Crispin won't work anymore. I think that's it for this turn. Our opponent got really lucky that we didn't have the Crispin in our hand. I'm curious to see if they can set up now. The reason I'm interested in this matchup is because this is basically what Raging Bolt is built for. Our opponent plays a Mega Lucario, which has a massive amount of HP, and Raging Bolt is not bothered by it because it can output so much damage that it can just delete it in 1 turn. It does seem like they're going to be building something now. I maybe wouldn't put a Mega Lucario in play right now just because you know how hard a Raging Bolt can hit, and that means that they will give me 3 prizes already. It does seem like that they are going that route simply because they want to refresh their hand with the Lillies and then get their basics out. I actually really like the Mega Lucario deck. I've played it a lot before rotation. It wasn't very good before rotation, to be honest. I did lose quite a lot, but I really like that the Mega Lucario has an engine that allows you to get cards. It allows you to gust your opponent's Pokemon to attack exactly what you want to attack. I like the Hour Jab attack that just lets you attach energy to your bench. Okay, so first we're gonna do a Teal dance, see what we're getting out of that. I'm gonna use my Energy Retrieval to get some Grass Energy out of the deck so that I can do more Teal dances before I decide what I'm gonna do. Okay, so it does seem like we need to use our Ultra Ball to get Raging Bolt into play. I will use Crispin to get the energies we need. So Raging Bolt does 70 damage for each energy that you can discard from your Pokemon. And right now we have 8 energy in play. So we should be able to knock out this Mega Lucario, discarding just 5 energy and get 3 prize cards. So this could be rough for our opponent because they didn't use the Aura Jab attack last turn. So they don't have any energies in play. So they chose to put down the Cornerstone Ogerpon EX that has the ability to prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. But because Raging Bolt does not have an ability, its attack will go through. So what we could have done on the last turn is save the 2 energies that we had already attached on our Raging Bolt and get rid of all of the grass energies instead. But if you're sure that your opponent is going to KO your Pokemon, it is a good idea to just get rid of the energies that are under your active Pokemon that it's most likely going to be knocked out. Okay, it doesn't seem like our opponent can do anything, so we're just going to charge up again. What I'm going to do this turn, I already have Fighting and Electric in my hand. I'm going to take out a Grass and a Lightning instead, so that I could still use a Crispin on my next turn, because there's still 2 different types of energies in my deck. I only need 3 energies to get rid of this Cornerstone. I am taking a little bit of a risk by already attaching some grass energies to my Teal masks, because I could be taking out the 2 energies that I just left in my deck. Okay, luckily I didn't. This is actually what I wanted. And now I am actually just gonna protect the energies that are on my Raging Bolt right now and just get rid of the energies on the bench for 210 and get another 2 prize cards. So leaving these energies under my active Raging Bolt is also sending my opponent a message. Like, if you cannot knock this out, you will lose no matter what. Which I always think is such a power move. The Aura Jab ability only does 130 damage, so it's not going to be able to knock out my Raging Bolt. They do play 4 Premium Power Pros that lets them do an extra 30 damage for each that they play. So if they would play 4 Premier Power Pros with the Aura Jab, that would do enough damage to knock out my Raging Bolt. But it's kind of a big ask, so I'm not counting on it. Seems like my opponent is slow playing a little bit. Maybe they're trying to think through all of their lines. Ah, okay. They might have disconnected actually. But this is how powerful the deck is. My opponent put a Mega Lucario in play and was immediately punished by how much damage I'm able to do with just a pure Raging Bolt deck. Okay, let's try another one. So again, our goal is to go second and to have Crispin and Raging Bolt on hand to start attacking right away. We got a Raging Bolt but no supporter yet. Let's see what deck we're up against. Okay, so this is gonna be a Frostlass situation. Is it gonna be a pure Frostlass though? Or the Mega Frostlass? I'm curious to see what they're playing. I think a big part about playing the Pokemon TCG is knowing what decks are out there. And especially if you're a little bit of a casual player, sometimes you can really get surprised by what your opponent is playing. I'm actually gonna use the Burst Roar attack, discard my hand and draw 6 new cards. Let's see what our opponent can do. But yeah, as I was saying, as I'm making these videos, I come across like a lot of different decks that I don't come across in my local store, for instance, because a lot of the players have chosen a deck to get really good at. So I see the same decks every single week. So it's really fun to try out the ladder online and just see what people are playing. Okay, so we got another Teal mask. I'm gonna try to get some grass energies with the Bug Catching Set. This is actually not too bad so far. I will play an Energy Retrieval to get 2 grass back and play my last Teal dance. I will attach a Fighting Energy to my Raging Bolt, and then I will reset my hand with a Lillie's Determination. Okay, that's pretty nice. Then I can just start attacking. I'm gonna assume that they're not gonna immediately attack, so I'm gonna leave my energies on my active Raging Bolt and just get rid of the ones on my bench and take my first prize card. So what just happened is that the Maractus that was in the active has the ability Exploding Needles. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So they've actually already weakened my Raging Bolt a little bit, which I guess would be great for a Frostlass deck that only does a little bit of damage in between turns. But because my Raging Bolt does not have an ability, it's not super effective. So I'm interested to see if they also played a Mega Frostlass, because I feel like that would be a little bit more effective than just a pure Frostlass with the Monkey Dory setup. They do play the Mega Frostlass. So they are potentially giving me 3 prize cards if I can get my second Raging Bolt set up. So I just need a Crispin this turn to be able to get rid of the Mega Frostlass and get myself 3 prize cards. Oh, there he is already. Okay, let's play it. I will get a Fight Energy and a Grass. I will put the Grass Energy in my hand and attach the Fight Energy to my Raging Bolt. And I'll attach the Lightning Energy to my Raging Bolt. Then I'll do a Teal instability. Another one. And actually before I do the last one, I'm gonna get my last Teal Mask Ogerpon out of my deck. Very nice. Oh, and I can actually get 3 cards with my Fezandipiti. I was hoping for another energy, too bad. Okay, but I can still attack this Mega Frostlass, so I will be doing that. I need 5 energy to do 350 damage. I'm gonna assume that they have the attack on my active Pokemon, so I'm just gonna get rid of their energy and get myself 3 prize cards. So the dangerous thing about this deck is that I have a massive hand every single time. So their Mega Frostlass will be able to knock out my Pokemon every single turn. I could play around it and try to keep a lower hand size, but I feel like Raging Bolt is always struggling a lot when they have a small hand size. So I'm trying to avoid struggling here. The only thing that will stop me from attacking this turn is if they boss up my Fezandipiti, because I cannot charge up a new Raging Bolt and attach an energy for turn to retreat at the same time. And I'm afraid that that's what they're gonna do. Yep. And an Unfair Stamp too. Getting a Lillie's Determination off an Unfair Stamp feels so unfair. Like, they just took me down to a hand size of 2 and I'm just gonna get 6 new cards. Does not feel fair. Okay, so they just cornered my Fezandipiti and my deck is so simple that I do not have a way out of my active. So unless they KO my Fezandipiti, it's just gonna be stuck there for a couple turns. I guess I just give the turn back to them and see what they can do. I should just start attaching to Fezandipiti and start attacking with that one. I'm just gonna give the turn to them. I'm gonna show them that next turn I'm gonna do 100 damage. I should have maybe thought about that last turn when I attached the energy to my Raging Bolt. So this is why you want to test a lot online, because as you're playing you will start to see these lines that you could have played. And so next game you will know that strategy and you will be prepared for it. Okay, there we go. We will be able to attack. I will use a Lillie's Determination to refresh my hand for the next turn, and then I'll just start attacking. I'll take out their Monkey Dory just so that they cannot put any damage back on my field, and I will be able to win the next turn. I wonder if they have something special up their sleeve that I'm not seeing, because it does seem like if they give the turn back to me, the Maractus will just be KO. Ah, okay, they see it too. They conceded. I was able to outmaneuver them with my Fezandipiti. And this is why you should read your cards. If you're ever in a sticky situation, you might need to use your deck in a way that you're not familiar with. And so it's very useful to read all your cards, know what they're doing, know how they can get you out of a pickle. Just like this. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what deck you'd like me to try next. And see you in the next one. Bye!